so much for coming and attending our session on mindfulness and meditation with an emphasis on breathing. This in honor of Lung Health Awareness Month is October, so we're doing a special session on breathing work. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, Mallinckrodt Pharmaceuticals, for supporting this webinar series throughout the year, and also introduce you now to our amazing host and mindfulness extraordinaire, Susan D'Agostino. Welcome, Susan, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, afternoon, Mindy. Again, thank you to FSR and Mallinckrodt for allowing us to have this ongoing series. And thank you for those of you who are in attendance today. So this week, this month is, I guess, National Lung Month. So we talked, Mindy and I talked, and we decided we would, maybe go back to doing some Qigong. And I've done that in the past, and through the mindfulness series. So if you guys, this will just be, a little bit of Qigong, but mostly in meditation, but utilizing some Qigong techniques. So if you guys are interested in Qigong, there's a whole series on FSR, not done by me, but on the mindfulness series, I did one using Qigong breathing. And then there's a whole series on Qigong also through FSR. So I'm looking at my computer screen because I was reading something just yesterday. I found this so interesting and I thought, wow, I got to bring this tidbit to the class and it says here, and I'm going to read it. Navy SEALs, the SEALs who do military. And, these are the guys that caught bin Laden, and they're really like heavy duty military to protect the United States. But anyways, Navy SEALs are taught a simple breathing technique to use in stressful situations. Take a deep breath through your nose for a count of 4. Fill your lungs, hold the breath for a count of 4, and then smoothly release the breath through the nose for a count of 4. So I thought, wow, the Navy SEALs can do this. We certainly can. And really the whole theory behind that count of 4 is to activate the parasympathetic system of the body, of the nervous system, and slow down the whole process of hormone and catecholamine release and stress that increases your blood pressure, your heart rate, and then makes you mentally not function as sharply as you possibly could. So Qigong is a 5,000-year-old tradition in China and in other parts of the world, and mostly in Asia, but in the United States, Qigong is also being taught around the United States, probably I would say for the last 20, 25 years, but really much more so in the last 5 or 6 years, along with Tai Chi and other forms of Oriental breath work. Tai Chi is very similar to Qigong. Qigong, we can, in a very basic way, just say it's slow meditation movement practice, where Tai Chi and karate and those types are more forceful, and usually are done a little bit with more forceful movement and a little more purposeful, although utilizing breathing techniques also. Qigong in China is really very medicinal. It's really what it's used for, medicinal and mindful movement, and lots of Qigong being utilized in China right now, especially in COVID and in the hospitals where they treat patients medically with drugs or whatever, but part of their therapy is also Qigong breathing, to inflate the lungs and oxygenate the circulatory system, which is really interesting, especially for all of us that have pulmonary sarcoidosis, how this tool is being utilized medically in many parts of the world. So Qigong literally means life force energy. So it really, when we talk about Qigong, we're talking about the force of energy or the flow of energy through the body. It's really a philosophy that incorporates 3 things: body posture, meditation, and breathing. It has physical and also mental benefits, and it is a form of meditation. And whenever you do any kind of meditation, be it Qigong, sitting meditation, walking meditation. We talk about the term mindfulness, which means being in present moment and utilizing the breath as your anchor when thoughts should stray, or when you realize that you're going elsewhere. And when we talk about mindfulness, we always realize that our mind wanders. That's what the mind is supposed to do. It's supposed to think, it's supposed to wonder. It's never in any kind of meditation not going to stop thinking or actually, working. So when we talk about mindfulness, we always know that the mind does wonder, and then we use that non-judgmental attitude. We don't judge, we just come back to the breath, utilizing the breath as the anchor for coming back to utilizing whatever meditation or mindfulness tool you're using at the moment. So what I'd like everybody to do is just maybe go ahead and get in a comfortable seat. We're just going to do a quick little breath practice. So I'd like you to get comfortable. Sitting is preferable if you can. If you can't, if you're laying down, that's also okay. This is just going to be a quick 3 to 5 minute breath practice. And it's just kind of to bring us into stillness and to get us to focus on what we're doing right at this moment and to be in present moment. So we're going to utilize that Navy SEAL technique today. I thought we'd use that in our breath practice today. So what I would like everybody to do is, have your feet on the ground, maybe your hands on your lap, be comfortable, let your shoulders drop a little bit. So I'd like you to just take a deep breath in, 4 seconds, go. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just go ahead and do that a couple times. So as you're breathing in, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then slowly release the breath through the nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and do this a couple times. I've had a pretty stressful week. So what a nice just little practice that you can do at any time. What was interesting is I read 2 articles this week. One was on the Navy SEALs, and then another one I read, and and I wish I could have found where I read it. I need to learn how to save these things. It was in a medical journal, and it stated somewhere just doing, instead of 4 breaths, 5 breaths like this 5 times a day automatically drops your blood pressure. And I thought, what a great thing. They just followed people and taught them to do 5 breaths 5 times a day, blood pressures before and at the end of the day. And during a course of time, all of them had blood pressure drops. And I thought, these are the simple techniques that we can use for health benefits, but also for mental benefits. Because really, when you do these breath practices, you're doing something called the pause. You're pausing whatever you're doing, and you're bringing your mind and to the breath, to the anchor of the breath, and we're pausing. We're becoming present moment focused, and we're giving ourselves all kinds of physical and mental benefits, which is such an amazing thing that you can do this with really very short practices daily. When you don't have time to do maybe a more prolonged meditation, although obviously I promote that too. But, these simple little practices in daily life help us quite a bit. What I'm going to do now is I have this recorded on my phone, so I'm going to put my earplugs in, but I'm going to get everybody to follow me through some Qigong breathing practices. And these are, I do these practices almost every morning. I get up, I take my dogs outside, and within 5 minutes or so, I'll just go ahead and do these practices. So, Mindy, I don't know if you want everybody to get on video or just me on video. Is that so I can show it? Because what I'd like to do is if everybody could stand up, that would be better. But if they, want to stay seated, that's fine too.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to them. This is recorded, so if you want to be on video and then in the recording for all time, go ahead
Or
and
not,
put
I
your
understand if you
video
don't
on.
want to.
If not, you don't have to. I don't know, Susan, if it's. I think when Tuba did these, she did have people join on video so
Okay.
that she could see their forms. But if this is like a lighter version of that, you may not need
It's a
that.
very light version. I mean, if somebody wants to come on, that's great, or they can just watch me. I mean, I like to watch people, but I don't care either way if they want to get on or not.
I don't see any
Okay,
takers on
so-
putting on their videos, by the way. So
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that people are no video.
Okay, so I'd like everybody to just go ahead and stand up, and we're gonna share some Qigong breathing exercises just to kind of get you through some short practices to help you relax. Like everybody to stand up tall, relax their bodies. I'd like you to place your hands on your upper chest and inhale inwards. And then exhale deeply. And basically here, what you're trying to do is just feel the presence of the breath in your upper chest. It's something that we try to do in Qigong, learn how to feel the presence of the breath. So you see the chest rising and falling, and you're actually feeling the chest rising and falling. Now you want to place your hands on your rib cage, right under your breast. And basically you're going to do the same thing. Inhale. And just feel the ribs draw inwards. And try to do these breaths nice and slow so that they're tension free and nice and full. Now we're going to place both hands under our lower abdomen near the navel. And we're going to feel the breath on the inhale and the exhale as we feel the abdomen move inwards and outwards. So breathe in. So we're feeling the difference of how the breath feels in the upper body, in the rib cage, and now belly breathing. Now relax your hands by your side. And I want you to take a deep breath inwards. Continue upwards, feeling the expansion. And then we're just going to draw the hands downward slowly. And then we're going to do this a couple of times. Breathing in, bring your hands up, look up at your hands. Now start bringing your hands down. And these are just nice full inhales and exhalations. Do this, look up, and then exhale slowly. As you begin to do this more and more, you feel the relaxation, and the inhale and the exhalation last a little bit longer each time. Well, let's just take a moment here and just relax. I'd like you to bring your hands forward in front of you and just Stretch the hands up, breathing in, and then palms downwards. Go ahead and breathe, exhale downwards. Breathe in, follow the hands upwards with your head, gaze, and then bring your hands down, exhale downward. If you're dizzy or lightheaded, just go ahead and stop and go ahead, keep your eyes open. Make sure you just start all over again when you're ready. Breathe in and breathe out. So now just go one last time. Breathe in. Follow your hands upward. Straighten the head. And exhale down. Okay, what you need to do now is just maybe shake your hands a little bit. Sway a little bit if you're not feeling too dizzy. And just standing here. Again, just take a couple full breaths in and out. Let's go ahead and have a seat. So this is a very simple practice that really all of us get up in the morning and we either go outside in our yards and take our dogs out, or before we start our day, we have our cup of coffee, or before we have our coffee. This is a really, really very simple 5-minute practice, that really can set your day. And it actually, I don't know if some of you have done this right now, are feeling a little bit of energy, because that's the whole point of Qigong, is to get the Qi or the life flow energy going. And this is specifically geared towards Qigong breathing, just to expand the lungs, bring in a lot of oxygen, and to oxygenate fully your lungs. So what a nice little technique to do every morning, even every evening. It's just three or four simple practices there, starting with your Navy SEAL breathing. That's a good way to start. And then moving on and doing these simple practices. So again, like I said, Qigong is a very, very old mode of meditation movement, done in China, Japan, India, many Eastern Asian countries, and now you see a lot of it done here in the United States, in parks. I was teaching in community centers before COVID, hopefully to get back to that. It's a great way to meditate and move your body all at the same time in a slow, purposeful way. And the beauty of Qigong is, for those of us that might have knee problems, arthritis, or different types of physical limitations, it's an exercise you can do pretty simply. It doesn't take a lot from you. To do a beginner's Qigong, you can go on YouTube, look up some YouTube videos. There are thousands of them there, specifically geared to breathing, through arthritis, to head and neck, to shoulders, to knees, to hands, all kinds of different ways to move the body purposefully, and to move the joints, and to really avoid a lot of joint issues as we age. And so many of us with sarcoidosis have arthritis, or the inflammatory type of arthritis, which I know I have it in my knees. I have issues, and I do some Qigong, and as we age, our hands obviously lose mobility too. And for me, the pulmonary aspect, because I have pulmonary sarcoidosis, is key to relaxing those muscles, those joints, and also then give you the added benefit of having activated that sympathetic nervous system in order to decrease stress and some of those inflammatory processes that can occur with sarcoidosis. So we're just gonna now go ahead and do a 15 or 20 minute meditation, mindfulness meditation, and we're gonna work on a little bit of body scan. And every once in a while, I'm gonna cue you in on the breath. We'll have a couple silent moments throughout, and then we'll just have a very nice body scan meditation to get everybody relaxed. I'll start with a bell to cue you to start, and then at the end of the meditation, I'll also ring the bell, and that's just the cue that we're about to end. Doesn't mean you have to open your eyes right away. I prefer that you keep your eyes closed, and when you're ready, you go ahead and open your eyes. And then we'll have a few minutes at the end to talk or ask any questions you might like. So if everybody could just get comfortable in their chairs. If you really feel like you need to take a nap, you can go ahead and lie down too. Sometimes that meditation can put you to sleep. I try not to do that so much in the middle of the day. I'd rather people meditate and feel a little bit energetic afterwards, actually, and then can get on with the rest of their day a little bit more focused, because it's calmed down again calmed down the sympathetic nervous system and activated the parasympathetic system, so that we're more clear and more focused. So as you're settling in, maybe you need to have a sip of water. Settle in our chairs, feet on the floor, possibly take a downward gaze, or close your eyes at this time if you feel comfortable. I'd like you to just go ahead and start with taking a slow inhale, breathing in, hold the breath, and breathe out. So let's take a few slow, deep breaths in. And don't concentrate on holding your breath. The breath naturally has a moment in between inhale and exhale that happens. It's called the pause. So just breathe normally, breathing in and breathing out. If your mind should begin to wander at any time, just let the thought go and come back to the breath. Concentrate on your breath. I'd like you to bring awareness to how the breathing in feels as the chest rises, as you breathe in, and the chest falls as you breathe out. So bring yourself an awareness of that. How does that feel as you breathe in and breathe out? This is something we do, obviously, all day long. This breath awareness, it's just to give you a moment so that you concentrate on what the breath actually feels like as you breathe in and you breathe out. After you do these few breaths for a couple of minutes, breathing in and breathing out, you will begin to notice how the body begins to relax. You might feel the shoulders drop a little bit. You may feel a sense of stillness, a sense of calmness. These are all the types of actions that we want to activate as we meditate. You know, a sense of calmness, the sense of stillness in the body. So paying attention to where your hands are laying on your body, how the buttocks feel in the chair, how your feet feel on the floor. The awareness of the breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. Let's bring in awareness to our scalp, and awareness to the forehead, the eyes, the face, all the areas of the head as your head begins to relax, as your brows begin to relax, as your eyes begin to close a little more deeply as the tongue rests in the mouth, as the face begins to soften. As you breathe in and you breathe out, begin to bring an awareness to the neck, the shoulders, as they begin to drop. As you feel a lightness to your shoulders and your neck, as that stress that so many of us carry in our shoulders or our neck begins to just go away. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring an awareness now to the top of your shoulder, your right shoulder, as your right arm begins to soften. Bring an awareness to the hands as they lay on your lap, as your fingers are softening, as your hands and right arm feel lighter even. So now we even go over to the left arm, the left shoulder, and we begin to drop that shoulder, feeling the lightness in that left shoulder, arm, fingers. And we feel a softness from the scalp down to our fingers, the upper body, upper chest. As we take a deep breath, breathing in, breathing out, we're relaxing all the tension, the stress, any discomfort you might feel. You're feeling the breath as you breathe in now through your belly. And as you breathe out, you begin to feel the entire upper body from the scalp all the way to your stomach begin to soften, to drop, relax. And we want to bring an awareness to our buttocks as we sit on the chair. We begin to relax our buttocks, our pelvic area, the upper portion of our legs. Breathing in and breathing out all the stresses, discomforts, relaxing the body. Now we bring an awareness to our right upper leg, to our knee, to the back of the leg, the calf, the front of the leg, down to our right foot. We begin to feel the foot on the floor, relaxing the toes of the foot, the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot. Our right leg is very, very softened. Breathing in and breathing out any discomforts. Now we want to bring an awareness to the left leg, the thigh, the left thigh, the back of the left thigh, relaxing that area. Bringing an awareness to the knee, the back of the knee, the front of the leg, the back of the leg, the calf, down to the foot, the heel, the ball, the toes. And now your left leg is softened, discomfort is released. Bring an awareness to the breath in and release any stressors, discomforts on the exhale. Now we bring an awareness to our full body. You may want to do a quick visual body scan from head to toe and just pay attention to any discomfort you may have, and try to relax or breathe into that discomfort. Breathe in, breathe out, loosening that muscle, that tension you may have. Coming back to the breath, breathing in and exhale any discomfort. Bring an awareness to the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Your thoughts begin to wander. Just come back to the breath, breathing in and breathing out. More oxygen begins to reach every part of your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. The mind begins to wander. Come back to the breath. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring an awareness to how softened the body feels in this present moment. The stillness of the body. Feeling no discomfort. Feeling the oxygenation of your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Remain with your eyes closed for maybe a moment. When you're ready, you can open them slowly. You might feel the need to shift in your chair, move around a little bit, take a deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'd like you to just take a moment to feel how your body feels at this very moment. Possibly reflect on how you felt 15 minutes ago. Are you feeling a little sense of calmness, a sense of relaxation, any difference you might feel?
I can share that, Susan, if you want.
Hi.
Hi, this is Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
Well, thank you for these sessions. I mean, Mindy knows how I appreciate that. Well,
Welcome.
I have pulmonology sarcoidosis as well. So, but I thought I was good breathing, but I didn't know that I didn't know how to breathe. So I started in January, and lately it was they did a CAT scan or MRI. I think it was MRI, and I couldn't relax, and I started breathing and breathing and breathing, and I was able to do the exam. And I thought how important it is, and it seems like it's easy, but no, it's not. And so thank you very much. And so to tell you how I feel about when I do mindfulness with you, when I do other type of exercises, I feel calm and I stop coughing. And for example, today you mentioned something that I noticed last night, and I was kind of short of breath, especially the people who suffer from pulmonologies know that we have that, I mean, many times. And it was the posture. And I changed my posture and I started being upright and completely changed the way that I was feeling. So
I thought that's a great comment, because that is one of the most important things when you do qigong, and even when you're meditating. Sit up in a comfortable posture. Your back is straight, feet is on the floor, so that the body's in full alignment for the breath. Because if you're slumped up, even if you're slumped up, try to, as much as you can, expand the chest, because body posture and spinal alignment is like one of the most important things you can do for breathing, for the expansion of the lungs. Because if you don't do that, and that's why qigong, I always I tell people qigong is it's a great technique that you learn, because one of the things you're always going to learn in qigong is posture. Stand up straight, take the deep breath, the flow. When you lift your arms, automatically when you lift your arms up, you're expanding your lungs. Whether you're taking a deep breath or not, of course, adding the breath helps. So that's a that's a great comment. Body posture is super. And plus, when you, like you said, when you get nervous or you have anxiety and you have pulmonary sarcoidosis, you start coughing, and then it's just a bad cycle. You're not breathing well, you have anxiety, you cough, you're having more anxiety. So that's when you have to take the pause. You have to say, I need to pause, stop everything and take a deep breath, even if it makes you cough more, but continue to do it. And you'll eventually, like you said, Sandra, eventually you're going to feel the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great comment.
Well, thank you very
much.
Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm gonna share a little bit, just because this, like I said at the beginning of the thing, this was a really difficult week for me. I have ocular sarcoidosis too in my eye, and I had some eye surgery. I was telling Mindy, because I'm writing my story up now. I went for my pre-op, and I was so nervous, because eye surgery is really very scary. This is the second time around, and I was so nervous. My blood pressure shot up. They wanted to cancel my surgery. It was 2 days before, thank God. I had to call my primary, get on a blood pressure medication. I haven't been on blood pressure medication in years, since I lost a lot of weight. And no matter how many deep breaths I took or how many mindfulness journeys I took, I just could not get there. My blood pressure would not come down. And I left there and I laughed and I thought to myself, here I am, teaching mindfulness and meditation, and no matter what, I could implement any of it to get my blood pressure down. But and that's the way it goes sometimes. We're all human, and things happen, and sometimes they just don't go the way you want. And you have to do, continue whatever the practice is that has worked for you. And you can't say, oh, that didn't work this time. It's like a diet. Oh, okay, I gained weight, I'm going to go off and eat McDonald's every day. No, you go back to the practice. And thankfully, a couple of days later, I was able to laugh, and I got through surgery, got my blood pressure down. Everything worked out fine. And but it's funny because it's like I said, no matter what you do, sometimes things just aren't going to work out the way you would like them to. And you have to laugh too. That's another thing.
That's a great story, Susan. I think it's also just so perfect for folks, especially if you're new, right? Like you're feeling really good. You've got this meditation thing, you're doing it really well. And then all of a sudden life throws you a curveball and you can't make it work at that moment. But that doesn't mean give it up because it didn't work in that moment. It just means it just didn't work in that moment. And you just have to, I guess I would say this, imagine how bad it could have been if you didn't have any of those tricks up your sleeve and those skills that you've learned and practiced for so long, like it could have
Exactly.
been worse.
Exactly. And I think, my for Sandra, who has pulmonary sarcoidosis, I have pulmonary sarcoidosis. I also have it in my eye, and I have it in my spleen and my liver and a few places, but my lungs worry me the most always. And my PFTs, my pulmonary function test, has actually improved over the last 2 years. And now I religiously I practice that 5 minutes every morning of Qigong breathing as I sit there while my dogs do their thing in the yard. They pee, whatever. I'll do my 5 minutes, take deep breaths, whatever. And really, some days I'll do more Qigong, but I'm not a regular Qigong person. I don't do it daily or anything. I meditate daily, but just, I believe doing those 5 minutes have helped me tremendously, consistently over time, and then through the day. When I read that about the Navy SEALs, I was like, Jesus, man, this stuff is really out there. And in 1 week, and then I read that thing about the I think it was the New England Journal, I don't know, somebody who said 5 breaths 5 times a day, deep in and out, actually lowered blood pressure in people. I thought, okay, it's the simple little things that we need to do, not really complicate our lives with all these major goals that usually never work. And it's like anything. Oh, I'm gonna exercise, 5 times a week for an hour. Yeah, that can last for about a week. I'm gonna, eat, all perfect foods that last for about 3 days. So, we just gotta bounce back and, and continue to do what we do. And I think really one of the most important things, and I think that's what FSR provides for a lot of us, especially during COVID, is the social support that we all need to help each other through COVID, through disease states, through just being, human, being part of the human race, and having, that compassion gene and gratitude. And I think mindfulness teaches us that when you sit with yourself, you sit with your thoughts, you begin to realize, wow, I have a lot of crazy thoughts, but so does everybody else. When you sit up, and it's difficult to do on Zoom, but when we do mindfulness in a group and real, when I was doing classes and you had, 6 to 8 people, everybody there says the same thing. Oh, my thoughts are crazy. I'm thinking this, that, and whatever. And you start realizing, well, I'm not the only one. Everybody's this way. So, you're not strange. You're not different. You're, and just the socialness of being able to talk about it and say, well, everybody is a little, crazy, a little messed up, whatever. That's part of being, part of the human race. And that's what is great about, coming to some of the classes on FSR, going to the SARC socials, however it fits for you. That's the great thing. So, and Mindy does a great, I'll tell you, Mindy, I can't promote the classes. This week alone, I went on, I have been saying this for a year. I was going to go on and look at the Qigong classes. I finally did. They were great. I listened to some of the lectures about anxiety. For me, anxiety has always been an issue, especially if you're going to have an MRI or a CAT scan, like Sandra just said. And I had an MRI just done recently of my eye, and man, I hate going in those MRI things. And you know, anxiety is a big one. You know, when you're having testing, you're having surgery, and really, and like Mindy said, I don't know, maybe my outcome would have been worse. I tend to think that way too. I think whatever, maybe my blood pressure went up, big deal, but a lot of other things went right. So we have to focus on that right, not on the one thing that went wrong.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Susan. I don't know, are we, does anyone have any other additional questions? If not, I will let folks go, and we'll put this up on the website with all the other great, we have like this big body of Susan's work now on our playlist to choose from. And the great thing, and I don't know if folks have done this yet, but the great thing is you can actually just listen to it if you wanted to. You don't want to watch the video and you want to just sit out in your yard. I mean, no one's sitting out in their yard probably in October. It's raining where
No,
I am.
I'm in Florida.
I guess in Florida, Susan is. You're out in your yard in Florida. You can plug in your earphones and listen to it and be outside or be in a park. Well, maybe not a park. You don't want to get, maybe not in a park, but in your yard or outside on a chair. Just places like outside of just the screen space, because I know that folks are feeling very screen fatigued. I know I am. I'm on the screen all day long, practically. And so I think that that's a really great feature of just being able to plug those in and listen to them and get the same value out of them. So,
Thank you, Mindy.
yeah.
I love doing these, and I, you know, thank everybody for being here every time. And I know people listen to me. I get emails and stuff, and I go, wow, that's really I was very resistant to doing Zoom, you know, at first, because I'm a people person. I like being with people there, but hey, that's just where we're at right now. And the comments that I've received and the emails are just really have been really something. I've been, you know, very I don't know, I've been surprised. It's been nice.
That's
Thank you,
great.
Susan.
That's great. Awesome. Well, I will go ahead and let folks go. Of course, as always, I will send this out in the email with the link to the video and include Susan's email address in there as well, since she remains open for that. And of course, we are thrilled to see folks next month at our session talking about gratitude. What a perfect timing for getting right into the holidays and that crazy time. So we'll be sending out the link to that during our usual emails from our event emails and newsletter. So, and I usually send out an email saying to anybody who's registered from these sessions in the past as well. So thank you guys all so much
Thank you,
for
Mindy.
spending the time.
Thank you,
And
Sandra. Thank you,
Thank
Rebecca,
you.
for being here.
Thank
yeah,
Yes.
thank you
Thank you,
guys.
Susan. Thank you,
Thank
Mindy.
you. Thank you. Everybody have a great afternoon, okay?
Oh,
Great
thanks.
day.
You
You
too.
too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mindy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.